And President Trump is wheels down in Alaska ahead of a historic meeting with the Russian President, Vladimir Putin. And we can tell you now, Putin is landing now. We're bringing it to you live. You see the pictures right there. That would be the CCCP plane right there. All right. In the meantime, while we wait for these two to disembark, joining me now, Heritage Foundation Senior Research Fellow and former Deputy National Security Advisor to VP Dick Cheney, Steve Yates. Steve, great to have you, particularly right now as these two leaders get ready to meet. Tell me what needs to be agreed upon during the summit for there to be real progress made. What do you say?
Well, I think real progress is that the president comes in with a very clear vision for a positive path if Vladimir Putin will make the correct strategic choice. And he makes very, very clear that America's on the rebound. There's trillions of dollars getting reinvested back into America. And this narrative that Moscow and Beijing have been selling of America on decline and others on the rise is just not reality today. And so you'd better make a deal now before America's stronger.
I love that argument. Can you be more specific about the levers President Trump has, to incentivize Putin, to force him back in a corner and make a peace deal?
Well, there's a lot of disincentives out there. I mean, first and foremost, our financial market access and oil market access. The president did add some significant tariffs to Indians because of oil purchases. They did not hit the Chinese quite the same. That could follow. I think the idea was that if China wasn't hit, perhaps they might weigh in with Moscow to maybe push further for a deal. But if Putin walks away or otherwise gives the president a bad feeling about his commitment to peace and willingness to actually deliver as opposed to just friendly talk in person, then I think those are the areas the president goes: oil markets and financial markets.
Right, and big impacts, obviously, as you just said. But what I'm curious about, too, is how our adversaries are going to watch this. The whole world is watching, but I think about China. I think about other adversaries and allies we have who will be watching, the Europeans. What are they going to take away? What do they need to take away?
Well, the whole world has been watching President Trump negotiate on a number of different fronts, really shocking number of fronts for his first 7 months on trade and other national security. This is by far the highest profile, so I think all the world will be watching. Beijing will watch very, very closely. Sadly, they have a vested interest in funding the Russian war machine, so hopefully they see President Trump negotiate some kind of a ceasefire that holds, and that would hopefully deter China from further fueling that conflict too.
Tell me, this is a high-stakes question. How likely are we to get a positive result from this meeting? Do you think we can get some kind of agreement for peace?
I have very low expectations of Vladimir Putin delivering. I have high expectations of President Trump laying out that stark game plan. And so I don't think the president or any other reasonable people will bank what's said at the meeting. I think they're going to want to have measurable benchmarks. And that's why I think the rest of the team is there to help map out what those benchmarks are and how to verify them. We've had 3+ years of this grind. And so the status quo as Russia continues, we have to have guardrails against that continuing.
Guardrails. It sounds like expectations are low here. I know the president's been guiding expectations even lower. Steve, thanks for being with us on this very important day as we wait to see whether the president can find some kind of resolution to the war in the Ukraine.